The information presented on this podcast represents the personal views and opinions of the hosts. The Neapolitan Trifecta podcast is not and should not be viewed as a news source. The ladies will often discuss current events regarding women in the entertainment industry. Links to sources of information will be posted for reference.
Yes. All right.
Welcome to another episode of the Neapolitan Trifecta podcast. I am Lana Reed. I am the owner of Garnet Films and a director.
And I am Nancy Pushkar. I am the owner of Crazy Cat Lady Productions. I also currently I'm writing a few shorts. We just produced, Lana directed a short that I am in, and Cherie Riley is playing opposite me. So things are pretty exciting. I study acting. I teach acting. I love anything about performance. We have fun here. And part of that fun is going to come with Dr. Reyna Gilmore, who is really an awesome person. She is going
paid her to say that.
She did. A lot of money. That's why we have more foam on our wall than we had last episode. Right. Anyway, so this is Dr. Reyna Gilmore. She is a psychiatrist who works with adolescents and tweens and younger kids, school-age kids, any child or teenager. So she's going to talk just a little bit about that briefly, and then we're going to go into what it's like, the film industry or entertainment industry or the arts, and how to incorporate care for yourself if you're a caregiver, or what it's like if you've been diagnosed with a mental illness, and how these types of things in your life can help you cope, basically. All right, so Reyna, give us a little insight. You've great stories, and you're funny.
First off, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I've been trying to get Nancy to have me do stuff like this for a long time. I'm glad she finally listened.
Putting the pressure on.
I love Neapolitan because I feel like I'm the chocolate, and then we have the vanilla, and I guess you can do strawberry. You look a little strawberry-ish.
You're reddish today.
Yeah, I think she should
there
be.
You go.
So this is the Neapolitan.
Leave it to Reyna to come in and reformat the whole thing,
Yes,
but we don't care. We're good.
Sorry.
Oh, yes. Okay. No, I love it. Go ahead.
Neapolitan. And so yes, like she said, I am a child psychiatrist. I work at Children's currently and work with kids and love working with kids. I'm from Florida. I'm not a native Cincinnatian. And let's see, I went to college in New Orleans. I went to med school in DC.
Wow.
Did my residency in Atlanta, and then came here for my fellowship, and now I work in Cincinnati.
And one of the most
all over,
she's
that's awesome.
So that's good because you have a lot of experience to draw from different things.
Absolutely.
But one of the things that Reyna does that's really phenomenal and is super important because she understands the value of the arts in terms of feeling better about yourself and growing as an individual. She does not have a problem getting up and doing Let's Dance. Is that what it's called?
I dance, I sing,
anything.
act.
But she'll do it with the kids at the hospital,
yeah.
and they love it because
Pretty unconventional.
very unconventional. But because of that, kids relate to her more, and she shows everybody that this stuff is it's supporting the fact that you need to do these types of activities.
Right.
If
Absolutely.
that's so much in your heart that's what you want to do. I mean, it could be sports, it could be anything. But yeah, you're a huge advocate for the arts, which we are celebrating that today.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. I come from a family where we acted and all that kind of stuff. So, and I used to dance and all that and did plays and stuff. So I'm a real big fan of all arts, whether it be the fine arts or the traditional classical arts. I'm a big fan of all arts.
They're forms of therapy.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely. A form of therapy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Lana and I both teach classes, teach acting classes. Lana teaches adults, and I teach teens and tweens. But you can see that even within an acting class, even if you're a student, you can see how that is such a therapeutic thing. You can, I mean, if you're really struggling with something, we do recommend that you go and get treatment from a professional. But there are things that you can work through an acting scene, and a lot of actors will do a part because it's something that they can relate to.
Right.
So we do want to talk about drama therapy because that's a really how long has that been around? Is it not? It's not something that's been around.
I'm not quite sure of dates, but I do know that I see a lot of kids who have a lot of self-esteem issues and depression and anxiety and even, psychosis or schizophrenia. And it's hard for them to kind of assimilate into mainstream society. So they could be introverted, they could take things out on themselves. So if you really try and find something, a strength that they may have, and a lot of times it is in the arts, whether it be drawing or drama or whatever, that really gets them to kind of like themselves and see that they have a strength instead of worrying about what mainstream is doing. And so it gives them an outlet, a healthy outlet, instead of cutting, drugs, sex, things like that. It gives them a healthy outlet, and they see that there's other people that are like them, and so it gives them a chance to really let out a lot of stuff that is built in within them, especially kids who might have had trauma. So I think it speaks volumes, because some, you look at kids and they tell them, oh, you need to see a therapist, and you say see a psychiatrist, and a lot of kids are like, I don't want to do that, because it makes them feel like they're crazy, because that's just what the stigma is,
right?
And so if you say, well, hey, why don't you come to this acting class, or why don't you come to, you can, and that's what I try to do, you can put the therapeutic value within that arena.
Oh yeah.
And I think it definitely speaks volumes, and I think it's something that needs to be done more. I think that a lot of times parents are hesitant because, as we know, our generation is different than the generation of today. The generation of today is very technology, social media, and so that scares a lot of parents because they don't understand. So, like with the whole Pokemon and anime and things like that, as you were talking about, what I like to do is try and learn more about it instead of say, oh, that's awful, that's when people cut, and that's when people,
Well, right. I mean, my mom is honestly, because a lot of my siblings are into playing that game, so she's been driving them around, trying to understand
trying to
how they want to play
understand
it.
it.
So that way they're not the ones driving and trying to do it at the same
Exactly.
time. So she's just trying to get more involved. And I mean, she kind of knew what it was because we all watched it when we were younger.
Yeah.
But she was driving like my nephew, my niece, and my younger siblings. It was hilarious. And I'm like, my mom is literally driving them around, like playing a game with them because, like you said, some parents would be like, that's just kind of weird. Like, anime is weird.
You need to do this.
Like, that's when kids start getting dark and depressed and weird. And I'm like, some of those TV shows honestly have some of the best meanings behind them, and you can actually learn a lot from them. They're better than some of the other regular cartoons that are
and cutting through the surface of things and seeing what the idea is behind it. And just like with screamo music, I mean, there are a couple screamo bands that I love.
Yes,
but I've seen kids who relate to screamo music, and I know a couple of Blood on the Dance Floor, I believe their song about suicide or bullying, and I know Black Veil Brides, the same thing. And there are parents who will push their kids to not get involved with that music. But then because they were listening to heavy metal when they were their kids' age. It's the same. It's the same.
It's just a different.
It's the same concept of wanting to have an identify with something,
right? And that's the age. So the teenage years is the age of identity formation. So they're really trying to find an identity. And if you are, as a parent or caretaker or someone that's important in their life, if you're kind of pushing that away, then that's when they go and try and find an identity somewhere, and they could get into a bad crowd, and identify with a bad crowd. And that could just make things horrible. But if you try and understand and relate somewhat, I mean, you don't have to agree, but you can still try and understand, okay, what's the meaning behind this? Why do you like this? And even if it's for a negative thing, at least and then you can try and cultivate some positive things to work through whatever it is that a child is going through.
And keeping that communication open is huge.
Communication is very huge.
A lot of the concerts I've been to of the hardcore kind of bands, to me, out of all the concerts I've been to, they're the ones that are super vocal about their mental illnesses, things that they've gone through, and they're they reach out to their audience, especially the younger kids, the teens and everything like that. They're way more vocal about what they've gone through than you know what I mean, some of the other like mainstream kind of artists are.
Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boys, we were just talking about that a little while ago, that he talks about how he suffered depression through high school and college, and a lot of the stuff that he writes about is about that time in his life, and he still struggles with that. So,
Right.
I mean, it's not something that is, there's still a stigma associated with everything, but people are starting to speak out more. Emma Thompson said, I wrote my little notes down so that I could remember things. She said that her career kept her from, and it was quoted, going under.
Wow.
So for her, acting was the thing that kept her going, kept her motivated.
There's a lot of
Because to me,
actors out there
you
with
can take
mental
a lot
illness.
of the bad experiences or like negative things that have happened and turn them into something
Right.
really like positive and powerful. Like Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy, like their music is very, very good, and it makes people happy. People love listening to their music. So
And
he
they can
kinda
relate.
and they can relate for sure, especially
And they
through
can
high
relate.
school and college. It's
Absolutely.
like a lot of identity crisis, and
Sure.
people probably, thought he was. I think he's even said in an interview that he was like always considered kind of a weirdo to some, like he was always the weird guy. But he's extremely successful, and he's put out great music, and he's vocal about what he's gone through, which I also think is very important for people that are in a position where they have a big following.
Right.
To be vocal about things, so that way people who are also struggling with it can be like, okay, so I'm not alone. It's not just me. Like, even these people have gone through stuff like that.
I think the arts are so underrated
Absolutely.
in so many ways.
Yes. Yes.
When
All
you,
of it.
A lot of people look at creative individuals as different or odd or weird
Yeah.
or strange, and it's not. They're just. I think that the creative
They think
people that are
differently.
involved in the arts have so much more emotions and sensitivity because they're in tune with all of that stuff.
Right.
And people like to shy away from their emotions, and I think that's a lot of what it is. Creative people are very sensitive
They
and
wear the heart
emotional.
on their sleeve kind
Yeah,
of.
and I think that that's a big part of, oh my God, you're showing me all this emotion, or you're closing your emotion off because I wasn't receptive, and that's where all the
Right.
communication breaks down.
Right.
Well, art is expression.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
art is expression.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
I think that, especially, was trained in the medical, field and the medical model. And so everybody,
I love your
the
face
medical
when
model.
you say that.
It's like paternalistic
Reyna.
and stuff. But don't send this to my boss. Anyway, so I
We
so
won't
yes,
tell
I
him
was
that you're on this show.
right, it's okay. He probably wouldn't watch it. So the medical
Probably not.
right. So I'm trained under the medical model where, everything is, clinical, and you have to, so in psychiatry, it's like, okay, biologically what's going on, and so what medicine is going to fix this,
Like chemical
and,
imbalances
yes,
and stuff,
yes, and what's going to fix this deficiency and all that, and you should have them talk to someone, and everybody is not the same. Everybody is not a robot, and they try to have these manualized, methods
Everything
of
looks
how to.
great on paper.
Yeah,
doesn't
everything
it?
looks
Right.
great on
Oh,
paper,
yeah.
but everybody is an
love that.
individual.
Yeah.
Everybody is an individual, and people don't realize
That's like
how
saying
much
like
art
every
is
human
expression.
is the same, and
Yeah.
like
Right.
everything's
People
gonna
are
work
not
the same
cookie
for
cutter.
everybody.
They're not cookie
You know,
cutter.
it's just the way
Lena
it
Dunham
is.
from she wrote, produced, and
Girls.
she's in Girls. Oh my God, fabulous, right? She was taking medication for 16 years, and she said that people kept telling her to work out, work out. Now she works out. She doesn't take meds. She said she should have listened to people. Everybody has different things about them, and
Yeah.
working out is what's making it happen for her, and she's in a
Yeah.
much better place. So yeah, totally.
Well, I mean,
Right.
I've witnessed it even with my youngest brother. He, had ADD, which is, kind of common with the younger kids.
Yeah.
And he, poor thing, just went through so many different medications
Medication
to see
trials.
which would work for him. And then, he was really interested in the acting stuff I was doing, the music stuff I was always doing. So I told him, I was like, do something like along those lines. And he started, I've shown you some of the stuff, like he's video editing. He had put a song to it and his favorite TV shows, and they're very sporadic. So it's like I can see kind of
Right.
his
right.
ADD mind kind of in that, but I don't think he even takes the medication anymore. He's so like mega
He's found
concentrated
a
when he does
creative
that.
outlet.
Right.
A creative outlet.
And he loves like
It's
watching
huge.
anime, and he's starting to draw now,
Right.
and I love him.
And
Shout out to
yeah,
Rick.
I mean, and just having that
Shouts
sense of like pride in what you're doing, and then but not letting people, maybe not everybody's, and understanding that not everybody's going to like what you do.
Right.
So that's
Right.
a struggle as
Right.
well. So
Right.
you got sorry, Rusty.
That's a big thing that we
There you
talk
go.
about all the time.
Yes.
That's
but,
huge.
Right, we
yeah.
talk about that constantly. And so anyway, I do want to, I don't know what our time frame is.
How
What we
are we on
How are we
time,
on
Rusty?
time,
We good?
Rusty? Rusty doesn't talk.
15.
15?
15?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we're good.
good.
Oh, we're good.
Yes.
Let's
So
keep
let's
talking.
keep on moving.
Let's keep on moving.
We have a dance
We're
break.
gonna
Moving.
dance.
Wait.
Yeah, let's take a chance.
I just heard everything
yeah,
in
that's
your
what,
body crack.
Yeah, it felt good.
All right, so after
It
that
sounded
little,
like it felt good.
after that little workout we
Right.
just had, we're like people like in like assisted living or
We
nursing
have a
homes or
little
whatever. We do
ADHD
chair
too.
workouts,
It's okay.
the upper body workout. Anyway, so what? And now we feel, look how much lighter and happier we are that we just moved and we just danced. So we keep talking about, and I know Lana, you kind of are on board with this as well. We've
Yeah.
talked about how we'd love to get a center together for music therapy, art therapy,
Yes.
drama therapy at the same time while producing plays and things.
Sure, yeah.
And it is going to happen.
Yes.
Because we are putting it out
Receive
there.
it.
Yes. We are putting it out there, and anybody that would love to contact us and help fund this program, sponsor it. We are all about it. I hate to put that kind of thing out
That's
there,
all right.
but I'm
Okay.
putting it
No,
out
put it
there.
out there.
We talk about it all. We
Okay.
talk
Yep.
about it all the time.
Right.
Yep.
So it's because I personally know that the arts for me has saved my butt a million times. If it wasn't for that, I don't know where I would be. I know where I would be, and it's not
Yes,
pretty.
it's not
Yeah.
pretty.
No, it's not. But anyway,
Well, that and just a shout out for schools and like art programs in schools. It's
Absolutely.
so unfortunate that
Right, don't
lately
cut 'em.
they've been
That's
trying
the
to cut
first
them,
thing
and
they
it's-
want to cut.
And it's like,
Right.
but then they'll spend X amount of dollars on the sports.
The sports.
teams
Don't
and
get me
stuff.
started.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Uh-oh.
I'm saying.
Don't get me started.
and I don't.
on that.
But that's what
I
I'm
am
saying.
not
Like,
opposed to
for
sports
me,
because I
no,
think
I'm
that's
not either.
important.
I love
I
sports.
played
It's-
sports
yeah.
and I did theater in high school.
Right.
But the theater program is honestly like the choir class. That's what got me through my day, was knowing that I got to go to choir class
Right.
during the day. And then after school,
Everybody's
I
not
had
athletic.
the musical practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing musicals and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
so important.
This is
Keep
why I
arts
like
in the schools,
Yeah.
please.
Please.
why I like so many irons in the fire, because I'll have a moment after we wrap a project where I'll go, for like a day or two, and I'm like, whoa, because I've got all this really cool creative stuff going on, and then I have to take a day or two down for myself,
Just to mellow
but I don't
out.
want to.
Yeah.
But I have to.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm ready, I'm ramped up and ready to go again, because those 2 days seem like they last for a month.
Right.
Because I
Right.
have to
want
be
those 2 days.
creative.
Can I have
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
trade you.
them? Okay.
No, they're like I totally agree with that. And I've got to. I don't mean to keep bringing up quotes of things that people said, but J.K. Rowling used Dumbledore and a quote from Dumbledore, and I'm gonna tell you about that right now. And it says, "Happiness can be found in the darkest of times." If only one remembers to turn on the light. And that is what you're just talking about here, is even if you're getting really down or whatever, man, go over and flip that light switch. And because
She's amazing because she started with
she was
like,
pretty much
nothing.
homeless.
Yeah, she was almost homeless, and
And here's somebody who
Yeah.
had a lot of rejections, a lot
yes.
of rejections. And then there was this one incredible human being who had the amazing ability to pick up that book and read it,
The insight to see.
the insight to
it could
see,
be.
you know, what is this?
Right.
So you never know when things are going to turn around. So don't give up
Well, that
on
and, like, you-
anything.
No.
I read something the other day where it's like you're the only you. There's no
Yes.
one else that's
Right.
you.
Right.
Dr.
like-
Seuss.
Yeah, is it Dr.
that Dr.
Seuss? Yeah, I
Seuss?
love Dr.
There's
Seuss.
only one you. There's
There's-
no one more you than you, or
Right,
something.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
than you,
I have
or
that hanging
something.
out.
Yeah.
I should know that. I have
that's
that hanging
it.
up on
True.
my
I mean,
desk.
like,
Oh,
look at
see.
J.
I know.
Like, look
I
at
should
J.K.
know this.
Rowling, for example. I mean, if she wouldn't have turned the switch on
Uh-huh.
and wrote those books, like none of those movies would exist.
Right.
And,
What would
like,
I have
people have
done?
connected so hard.
Oh yeah.
That one night waiting for
Absolutely.
my book at the bookstore.
Harry Potter is like
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like Star Wars. Like so many people are so into it and they love it. And I
Absolutely.
think people relate to it.
Sure.
Because Harry's parents died at a young age, and then he had to live with family that didn't
He
love
was
him very
mistreated,
much, and he
yeah.
was mistreated, and
Right.
he ended up being the chosen one. So it's again, it's all a big circle where it comes all back to the
So go ahead.
It's interesting that the creative arts or just being creative is so good for you, but it's also one of those things where you face the most rejection.
yeah.
Yes.
And it's so weird. It can do so many wonders and benefit you in so
Yeah.
many ways, but you have to go through so much rejection to get there.
Yeah.
And it's
But you have
a
to think
fine
about
line, and it's, you know,
right. But you constantly have to. I mean, I think about how a lot of actors struggle when you hear them say, "I haven't done a project for a while," or this or
Yeah.
that, and then the media like slams on them and says, "Oh, they've gone into hiding, or they're this or they're that, or whatever." It's just.
Yeah.
But you just keep pushing and persevering and
Well, it
working
was
on
like,
something else
yeah.
and
Right.
just keep going.
and
Right.
it's all that rejection that I think makes you
Motivate-
stronger.
Makes it more
Motivating.
resilient.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes you
Yeah.
more resilient.
Because
Yes.
you find another path to take. I mean, you
Sure.
still do the same thing. You just take it a different direction and you
Yeah.
keep moving with it.
Definitely.
It's like the project at the hospital, the Patiently Made project, got slammed down a lot of times, and then finally it hit the right venue. And where was it? And where did it take off the best? In a mental health facility.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was
Right.
Paul Bettany, the actor Paul Bettany. He said something that some director or casting director told him, like, "You're done in Hollywood. Like, there's no more use for you." And then he got cast in, like, the Avengers and played Jarvis and then the Vision. So it's like he's gone on, and he's honestly probably more, for the younger people at least, like, more known than he even was before. But even then, like, he was told by a pretty big casting director, like, "Look, you're done in Hollywood. No one's gonna want you anymore." And then he said he left that meeting and he was feeling really, really down. And then he got the phone call that he got that part, like, all in the same.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that have like made it to their last $5. I
Yeah.
did that when I lived in LA, but I'm here now. So anyway, but I'm
Now
doing
your
more than
stuff is coming
$5.
out,
What?
too.
With but here's the
Now
thing.
it's
Wait a minute.
$6.
But I truly believe that when
$5.50.
wait a minute, after I went to therapy, seriously, when I came back from LA, I was so like, ugh. And I went to therapy and I realized, you know what? I came back here because what I need to do is going to come from here,
Yeah.
not there. This is where this stuff's going to happen. I had things that I still needed to learn, and I wasn't learning it there. So
Sure.
I came here, and man, I've met the right people. I've learned incredible things. So moving forward, I'm in the right place,
Right.
and I had to turn my thinking around. And until I did that, I was just going to be like on that little highway that with no lights or anything like that, just kind of
Yeah.
moving forward
Just
in the
cruising.
dark. But yeah, but it's like I'm in such a great place. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up a couple things. Like, let's just talk about some films that
Sure.
That touch base.
touch base with.
Poor
Sorry,
Rusty.
She's abusing you
I
today,
know,
Rusty.
I'm slapping that thing like crazy because I can't help
surprised
it.
you come back
I'm
with
a
They abuse you so much.
He likes it.
so funny. I love Rusty. He's a sound guy who never talks. It's amazing.
You're great.
He's like,
Rusty.
he's checking his
Love
watch,
you.
like, how much longer.
You're right.
Oh
I
my
don't have
God.
to deal with this.
It's more women.
Okay, got it.
So anyway, so let's talk about like different films and things. Like, of course, Silver Linings Playbook. That's obvious.
Fantastic movie,
Fantastic. It was a good movie. Great. But there were others. I mean, I have a list of them. One of them that came to mind, which I thought was interesting, was Rain Man, where someone
Yes.
becomes, who was never intending to be a caregiver, becomes a caregiver.
Right.
And we were talking about how that can affect a person as well.
Sure.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's really important. Like, I don't know, there are other films. What about Bob? Mm-hmm. The
a good one.
funny. I mean, it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yes.
Who else could have played that but Bill Murray? Nobody.
Literally nobody.
Nobody. I mean, go ahead. I just have a list, but no.
What's
crap.
on your list, Nancy?
So here's one that I loved was Misery.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you something. The whole time I watched that movie, I knew she was crazy, but I never thought about her being crazy. I just thought she was like.
Obsessed.
I thought she was just somebody I never wanted to meet ever in my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, but like in
But
hindsight,
even a hardcore obsession really is even
well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
borderline the mental illness
It is.
itself,
It
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
then
Don't say crazy, Nancy.
oh, crazy. Well, no, I know it's not
She
crazy.
slapped you on the wrist.
I know, and I
You
should. If
just-
anybody, I
you-
should know better.
You just got smacked on the wrist by the
She's
doctor.
going, she's going.
Dr. Gilmore slapped my hand. I will
You
get
wouldn't make it
together.
into
Oops, I'm just click my fingers and mess in here. Okay. Anyhow, so I mean, think about like other movies too, like Beautiful Mind and
Oh yeah, there's a lot. The What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Great.
that again,
That's so
another movie
perfect,
about
yeah.
a caregiver and somebody that was developmentally delayed, and I just think that the film has such a great way of bringing light to that, and
It
giving
hits so
people
many things, really. That movie, all kinds of stuff. Because you got the Johnny Depp's character who's taking care of his younger brother, right? And then his mother, who overeats. So you follow him, and then Leonardo DiCaprio plays his younger brother who has, you said, what is he?
developmentally delayed,
Right. And then the mom who overeats. So there's so many points that people can relate to in that movie, which is really interesting too.
Another one that Johnny Depp was in, Benny and June.
right? That was
Oh,
another.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
another.
Yep.
That's a really good one.
Yeah,
The
I
scene
like
where they're leaving and they're on the bus and she just loses it. Such a great scene.
that. Wow, that's
Yeah.
just brought us all down for a
I'm
moment.
sorry.
That's
Well,
okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
One of
a good
my
No, but it
Fade
is a
to
really
black,
good.
please.
Yeah. No, but that is a really good. That is a really good one. But
Yeah.
but then again, so what just happened when we were talking about that is we see how in just
Yeah.
that short amount
It gets
of
heavy.
time it gets heavy, and that's
Right.
weighty. So if you're someone who is struggling, that weightiness is going to it's you've got to start to push that away, and if there is something in the arts that's going to help you, let's
could be acting, music,
yeah,
writing,
let's try
drawing. I
drawing,
mean,
painting.
painting.
If I'm having a really bad day,
Crafts.
I put my headphones on,
Oh, yeah.
turn the lights out in my room, close the dark drapes, and I lie on my bed about 15 minutes, listen to 3 or 4 songs, and I'm good.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
just kind of.
It's my little therapy, music is.
I mean, for me, especially because I drive a lot, and they're usually like hour car drives that I'm driving, so I'm constantly listening to music, and sometimes a certain song will come on, and I'm like, yeah, I
Right.
can do anything that I want to do. And then there's
Superwoman.
then there's other songs where you
Right.
just look out the window, kind of, and you're sad.
Right,
You're like,
right.
oh. But then there's those songs where you're like, I'm gonna get it.
Right.
You know, so music it really can.
Or there's ones that amp you up so much that you get a speeding ticket listening to
Yeah.
Marsha Balls.
Again.
Don't
Play
ever
with your
Nancy's
poodle.
stuff
don't
is
ever
coming
play
out.
Eye of the
Yes.
Tiger.
No,
Around me.
mine,
Yeah.
the Eye of the Tiger. Oh yeah, you're like, no, mine was Marsha Ball crawfishing and Play with Your Poodle, and I got a speeding ticket right up by Children's Hospital, and I got a
Yeah,
lecture from the cop.
A lecture.
Oh, do you know how many people get hit on this road? I'm like, do you really want me to answer that, or is that like just are you
That's
just throwing it out there?
rhetorical.
'Cause I said probably like 6 a month. She goes, I didn't really mean it.
Right.
Well, you asked. And I was like such a wreck trying to. I was like, of course I didn't have.
Oh my
like,
gosh, I don't know.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just 6.
Right,
It's like,
right.
Anyway, and the whole
pressure
time,
me.
and I was so panicked. I never turned the volume down on the radio, and I was like,
You should be
play
like, you
with
should
your
listen
poodle.
to this.
I want to play with the poodle. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's okay.
I'm sweating now. thinking about it.
Right. It's
Anyway,
okay. It's
it's okay.
PTSD. I
PTSD.
Yeah. like sometimes I forget because I used to have tent on my windows, but then I got pulled over because the tent was too because they wanted to play
Oh,
with
there
that
was
little
a-
tent meter or whatever. Anyway, so I had to get
Tent
their
meter.
I had to get the
Yeah, they
tent
get
removed.
their thing out and they're like,
right. They thought I was
ma'am.
a drug dealer or something.
You were
I don't
3
know.
shades.
Oh
So-
my god. Actually,
they-
you could, no, but I can write you a prescription legally. Right? Because you can't.
For what?
You can write prescriptions.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah,
but-
I was gonna say,
I didn't know what you said.
Nancy,
legally.
we're- no, I meant
I didn't know where we were going with that. Anyway,
ahead.
so I had like tent on my windows, but then I had to get it removed. And so when I had the tent, I could do whatever,
Right.
flick people off, whatever. If I wanted to. But then I forget.
Oh my
And then so the music will be on, and I'll be like in there
jam
just
it.
getting it, and
Oh my God.
whatever, and F the police or whatever it is that I'm listening to. Not for real.
Not for
But
Remember,
I love
she has a
police.
sense of
Do
humor.
that.
and so sometimes people will kind of be looking like and then I got to remember like it might see some of my patients or their parents
Right.
or whatever.
But you know what?
I don't care though.
Sometimes you just gotta let it.
Right. I don't
You know
care.
what it is?
I mean, they see you
can't
dance.
handle this.
They can't handle
Right.
all of this.
Right. That's right.
Well, my younger siblings, when I'm in the car, man, I'll be
Oh
like
my god!
dance
If you don't come
jamming.
to class, I'm gonna drag. I'm so sorry.
You're
I'm
fine.
gonna
She just
drag
cut you
there.
off. Ooh.
Go ahead.
Oh no, she didn't cut me off. I was done.
Oh,
you
okay,
were
okay.
I was done.
This is
coming.
this is the end of the show time where we just goof around.
Right.
And laugh about
Rusty
stuff.
gave us the
Keep it
It's
rolling.
like it's time
No.
to wrap it
Oh
up.
man, that was quick.
Wrap that rascal.
I know
Nancy.
we were having
That
so
was
much
fun. But I'm gonna like.
You want me to end or say something? What?
Well, say something, yeah, because we have to give our wrap up stuff that we're doing too.
Yeah, I
but-
got to shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay,
But do you
well,
want to say
just
something?
real quick, I just want everybody to find the inner creativity within them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has it. You just have to find what the outlet is, and it's very therapeutic. And don't let anybody dictate what your future is going to be. So,
Absolutely,
Awesome.
no,
I
that's
just
powerful.
love that.
We don't clap hard. We just
I just got goosebumps.
that was like really
art is expression.
yeah. Do it. Anyway, so we are just a heads up if I can remember this stuff. Any of the information, quotes, and things today you will find on the end of the podcast, the websites. If you would like to find out more information, feel free actually to go on to Google and Google some things.
Yes.
And get whatever information you can in your area. If you would like to take acting classes, art classes, anything, contact schools, see if they have programs. Do what you can to get that stuff out for yourself. Do things for yourself. It's awesome.
Or reach out to us. We can always refer you to.
Yeah, we'll refer
we
to
have
you.
a forum.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
we have a
especially if
forum.
you're in this
Forum,
area,
too, yeah.
man, we will set you up with classes and whatever we can. I mean,
We'll keep you busy.
we are working on productions, so if you would like to be a production assistant, see if you'd like even behind the scenes work, we would be happy to bring you on board with some projects that we're working on. The Imaginary Neapolitan Trifecta will be at the Imaginarium in Louisville the 7th, 8th, and 9th of October, and we are airing live. So that's going to be a whole new experience. If we've got spinach on our teeth, it's because we just ate. So, and sat
sense.
down, and we didn't have time to brush our teeth,
I would
and
hope
it's
so
real.
that it wasn't from the day before.
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because that'd be pretty messed up. But anyway, so we will be live at Imaginarium. We're really looking forward to that. We'll be interviewing people and doing all kinds of fun stuff there.
Yes. Shout out to our sponsors, DerekKadzow.com. He designed our website. He is fabulous. If you need a website, contact Derek. Starwind Vacations. You can find them at starwindvacations.net. You can go somewhere tropical, Bahamas, and all that
In
fun
case you
stuff.
want to take a break and go somewhere before you come back to an acting class. Just great idea.
There you go.
Piebird, check them out on Facebook. They do savory and fruit pies. We have 5 Elements Pottery. Spell it out on Etsy, 5 Elements Pottery. Check out all the designs that Winter creates. There's some pretty awesome stuff there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Neapolitan3. Our website is neapolitantrifectapodcast.com. We've got an awesome forum set up on there now. That's what we were just talking about. If you want to contact anybody, talk to fellow people, send us questions, all that, and to kind of go with everything, if you are struggling, just reach out to somebody.
Absolutely.
Reach out to somebody, and you got to start somewhere.
And if no one will listen to you, reach out to us.
Yes. Yep.
Because we'll listen.
And we will, if you need something, we'll set you in the right direction. Okay?
Yep.
Because we have professionals that we will talk to and help you out with whatever. All right? Take it easy. Oh my God, Reyna!
Oh, I'm clapping. Rusty's
Sorry,
like,
Rusty.
ah!
That's
Bye,
okay.
guys. See you
Bye.
next time.